Today, we're going to talk about the sad truth of lawn care. I came up with 5 different examples that we as lawn care enthusiasts either have to deal with that we get frustrated with, we don't want to admit, or maybe some of us are even totally oblivious to these things. Also, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to talk about one important thing that I think gets way overlooked with lawn care. Let's go! The first sad truth that we're going to talk about is that there is rarely instant gratification when it comes to lawn care. If you're one of those people that need instant gratification after you do something, this is not the hobby for you. 90% of the time, this is a waiting game, and we're not just talking days. We're talking weeks, months, seasons, sometimes even years to get the results you want to get. The only time you're really going to get instant gratification when it comes to lawn care is either A, when you mow your lawn, B, if you go out there and hand pull weeds, or C, you do some edging around the perimeter of your lawn. Other than that, instant gratification really isn't a thing with lawn care. It's really tough. You go out there and you bust your butt either leveling, seeding, fertilizing, watering, any of those things, and then you have to play the waiting game. The second sad truth when it comes to lawn care is that there is no magic product out there that it's going to transform your lawn by itself. Now, what people don't really realize is that 90% of the battle when it comes to lawn care is going to be your pH or your 3 macronutrients. That's going to be your nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. Your pH is the most important because it's going to tell you the availability of nutrients to your grass. If your pH is too high or too low, there's not going to be as many nutrients available for your grass to uptake. Now, when it comes to NPK, those are the main 3 nutrients that your grass needs to grow and thrive. So nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Those are the 3 numbers you see on fertilizer bags. The first one's nitrogen, second one's phosphorus, third one is potassium. And plants need all 3 of those to grow. Now, the best way to know what your pH is or what your NPK is to do a soil test. And most homeowners don't want to bother to take the time to do this for some reason. It's super simple to do. You go out there and you just take samples of your soil from about 3 or 4 inches down, put it in a bag, and send it out to a university or a soil testing company. It's that easy. And then they send you back what your pH is and what your NPK is. And those are the numbers you need to pay attention to. Quit paying attention to all those magic fertilizers or all those magic products out there that you think is going to transform your lawn, because it's not the case. You need to get your pH in balance and your NPK in balance, and I promise you, your grass will thrive. The third sad truth is some people won't even have to try and they'll still have a nicer lawn than you. Tell me if you've ever heard this story before. Bob literally only goes out there once or twice a week, mows his lawn, and that's it. He does nothing else. He doesn't put down fertilizer. He doesn't kill weeds. I'm out there working my butt off and my lawn still looks like crap. This is one of the most frustrating things for people, and it kind of goes back to the sad truth number 2 is, hey, Bob might have better soil than you when they built the house. They might have brought in better soil that has better nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium content. His pH is probably better. Or he has better cultivars of grass that the contractors brought in. Maybe your contractors went really skimpy on the soil that they brought in. Or they went in really, really cheap on the sod that they bought and just bought crappy sod. Cultivars of grass matter when it comes to the way they look, the way they grow, the diseases they get, how they deal with heat. So that could be a big problem, is that Bob just has better cultivars of grass in his lawn than you do. Maybe you had a crappy lot where the pH is really, really bad over on this side of the neighborhood compared to over here. That's the sad reality, and that's really why you need to pay attention to your pH and your NPK. And also, if you just have a crappy cultivar of grass in your lawn, maybe it's time to think of a renovation to get rid of all that old stuff, bring in elite cultivars of grass where it can really thrive. I mean, here's a side-by-side photo of my old grass compared to my new grass that I just planted last year. Look at the color difference between these two. Yes, I take care of the front yard a little bit more than the back, but this color difference is crazy. And that has a lot to do with the cultivars of grass that I planted here compared to what the sod was that the contractors used when I moved in. Sad truth number 4 is you can only make it so far with lawn care without having irrigation. I know a lot of my family and friends get frustrated with this because they want me to help them out with their lawn, and I do to an extent. I'll tell them all the basic stuff that they need to do to get their lawn looking good, their pre-emergence, how much to fertilize in the spring, how much to fertilize in the fall, what not to do in the summer, things like that. But it's really hard for me to really dig down and say, yes, we're gonna get your lawn looking awesome, because they don't have an irrigation system. And if they don't want to put an irrigation system, or they don't want to go out there and either hand water or move sprinklers around, it's hard for me to go out there and really give it my all to tell them, yeah, let's make this thing badass. Let's make your lawn one of the best looking lawns on the block, because I know during summer, it's just gonna go dormant. It's just the sad truth. Unless we have a rainy year, almost every lawn goes dormant at some point if they don't have irrigation, and it's just a sad fact. And if you don't have irrigation and you want your grass green all the way through summer, the sad truth is you're going to need some type of water. I mean, grass needs water to survive through the heat. It just does. Not that your grass is going to die, it's just going to go dormant, it's going to turn brown or yellow, and you'll have to wait for fall again for those dormant spots to come back. So that is the sad truth. You need irrigation if you want your grass green year round. Sad truth number 5 is that the gratification of lawn care will only last as long as you work at it. And I think this is the biggest thing I have trouble with, is you put in all this time, energy, money. It's just, you put it all into this lawn and you get it in tip-top shape and it looks so awesome. I mean, it just looks beautiful. But as soon as you stop, so does the gratification of your lawn care. If you were to stop mowing for a month and stop taking care of it for a month, it's just gonna turn right back to crap. The frustrating part for me is if you compare it to another hobby. So let's just say you are really into revamping cars and taking old cars and renovating them and making them badass. You take all that time and energy and you put it into that car. You give it new seats, you give it a new paint job, you change out the motor, you change this, you change that. And then after you're done, it's done, and it's done forever. With lawn care, as soon as you stop, all that time, money, energy, gone. As long as you stop, it just disappears, and it's really a tough pill for me to swallow. Is as soon as I'm done, it's done giving back, and I've already invested all this time, energy, and money into it. That's a very, very tough pill for me to swallow. Is sad truth number 5. And now the greatest truth about lawn care that I feel like no one really even talks about. Just sit back and think about how many people you have met or had conversations with because of your lawn or with lawn care. Whether it's the online communities like Facebook groups or Reddit or the lawn forum, things like that, or even your neighbors in your neighborhood that you would have never even spoken to if it wasn't for lawn care. I mean, I have made some lifelong friends or had conversations with people I never would have had conversations with because of lawn care. And I think that is so awesome. It does not get enough credit it deserves for the way that lawn care can bring people together that have otherwise nothing else in common. I have built great relationships, I've had great conversations, and honestly, I get the brunt of jokes because of lawn care, and it's all fun and it's awesome. And I'm not a very outgoing person. You probably wouldn't think so because of the channel and I'm talking to a camera all the time. But when people walk by and they see me working in the lawn and they strike up a conversation with me, we can sit and bullshit for half hour, sometimes even 2 hours, just sitting there talking about lawn, and then it goes on to other subjects like your kids and things like that. And you end up becoming friends with these people you would have otherwise never talked to before in your life over grass. It's crazy to think about, and I think I think it's one of the most underlooked things when it comes to lawn care is the relationships you build with people because of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time on Lawn Life.